Yeah! I'm ready, baby!
Fate decided.
Let's get this party started.
Craving something scary.
Hello, Sydney. It's an honor.
Killjoy Jake.
Don't you swear at me, you little shit! Don't you ever raise your voice at me! I am your mother!
Watch some.
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was.
The collective has spoken. What's going on, Lethal Collective Q&A Monday? We're ready to rock. What's going on, guys? Rock. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's
All right.
up?
Yeah. That's
what's up. Yeah! All right. Lethal Collective Monday, baby. Let's fucking go. I'm so ready. Today. Sorry.
Yeah,
What's up?
you are.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you are ready. What's up to everybody in the chat? You guys are awesome. We got Nanette, we got Jen, we got Extron, of course. Let's see, who else do we have here? We also got Carrie, we got Lee. What's up, Lee?
What's Lee?
House. All right.
Yo.
Carrie is ordering a pizza and has not told me about it, knowing that I'm hungry. What the heck?
Sad.
Does the rule apply here?
So offended.
We are free. You can have me for free anytime.
What the heck is going on?
But she said, if it does the same apply
here?
here too, because we were late. That's what she's saying.
Okay.
Carry on my wayward son.
Wow.
I love the supernatural reference.
Oh, God.
That's what that was. Yeah.
That's exactly
What's
what
up,
that
Val?
No.
That's the main song on Supernatural.
That
Clearly.
was not a supernatural reference, okay?
It was.
Can I ask a
Kansas.
serious question, though?
No,
How
that
do
was
we
clearly
always...
a supernatural reference.
Carrie
Where are
Livgren.
the boys from Supernatural from? Kansas.
Okay, but how do we always go back to Supernatural? You were literally
Always.
trying
Because you
to
guys
will
reference
us into
Supernatural a lot.
fandom.
You guys
We-
reference Supernatural a lot.
We do?
Yeah, you guys
Dude,
do.
do we? I've never talked about that show one time.
You just
ever.
referenced it.
You just referenced
Yeah,
it.
you just
Killing me,
referenced
dude.
it.
What are you talking about?
Crap.
Oh, boy.
Man.
Jeez.
The general has laid down the rules, and you guys know what to do. What's up, Jennifer? Jennifer's
Hey,
in the chat.
Jennifer.
Hey, dude.
What's
How
up?
are you?
What's up?
All right. So, as usual, if you guys have any questions, definitely throw them our way, and we will try to answer as many as we can. We may not get to them all, but we will try. What's going on, Jake?
Got a way to get to
What's
front
up?
of the line, though.
Yeah, up, we Knight? do.
He's like, "What's up, Knight?"
Singling me out. I'm just like, hey, what's up? No, I'm just kidding. I'm fucking with you.
I saw this look on your face, like you were like about to say, "What's going on, everybody?"
What is up?
So what do we got going on, guys, as far as horror news or horror thoughts? Anything at all?
Oh, we just got ourselves a brand new picture of Lindsay Wallace in Halloween, baby. Ooh. Did you guys see that or nah?
I don't know that I've seen that.
think I've seen it.
Seen it yet.
Behind the bar? At the bar?
No, brand new picture just came out today. I'll
Oh.
Mr. Knight, I'm gonna send it to you as soon as I
Sounds
find
like a
this.
plan.
Rock on.
Look, a
Sounds
Lethal
like a plan.
Collective exclusive, not for the chat, but for us.
Yes.
We're getting exclusive now. Ooh.
They're
Oh.
exclusive.
Oh, hey,
exclusive
Knight,
review.
we should probably tell folks how they have an expressway to get their questions answered.
Ooh,
Right?
okay,
They
yes.
have-
Well, in case you have not heard, or in case you have not gotten a chance to read our wonderful ticker at the bottom that is scrolling across with so much love and joy, you now can make a gift donation to the Lethal Collective via PayPal or Cash App, and our good friend Fate Decided will read your question, and we will answer it. It will be in the front of the line.
Yes.
Yes.
front of the line.
Ron,
Why don't we ask the
Censored.
chat? Why don't we ask the chat about what we talked about backstage, about the clothing? See what the
Oh.
consensus is.
Well, go ahead. There you
See
go.
what
That's a
the
good
consensus
idea.
is. So we were talking backstage about merch. Should we do merch? So 2 questions. One, should we launch the first round of merch immediately or ASAP? Obviously, we got to talk about it, figure it out. But as soon as possible, should we launch the first round of merch? The first round of merch would basically be like our logos, maybe individually, because we do have different collective logos as opposed to our channel. So like an exclusive line with the Lethal Collective logos, as well as like one with all of us on it. That would be our first merch line. And then we can't decide if we want to do if we should just kind of leave that out there and see what the return is, or if maybe every month we have a new design for you guys. So 2 questions we want you to answer in the chat. Let us know your honest opinion. If you don't want us to, or you think we should wait, please tell us. You're not going to make us upset, not going to offend us, nothing like that. We want to get a consensus. So
Absolutely.
1, do you want us to do merch? And would you pick up some merch if we did that? 2, should we just do a limited run, see what happens, or should we do a new release every month? Would that be something you guys would be interested to? And because you're our community, we do stuff based on what you guys want. We just don't want to start launching merch and stuff if it's not ready, and if we're paying people to do designs and stuff like that, and then we're not making any money, anything like that. So it's got to be worth it for us. So let us know. What do you think? And we'll tally up the consensus. That's
All right.
And real quick, Carter Allen sent $2 for a Terrifier comment. I'm assuming.
Okay.
Cool.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
Of course,
Thanks.
All right.
Thank you so much, Carter Allen, for the $2. I appreciate it.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who is excited for Terrifier 2? I'll be seeing the film completely by myself in an empty theater as of
Nice.
now. It's a tiny theater in a town where not many people go to the movies. Gonna be terrifying. Ooh, I'm totally excited for Terrifier 2. I think we've talked a little bit about this too. We're literally seeing, a horror icon, the beginnings of what could be a very, very amazing, even more so than now, because I love Art the Clown, but
Yes.
we're seeing, the beginnings of what could be such a great horror icon, the practical effects, the crazy ass kills. I mean, it's literally a breath of fresh air to the slasher subgenre. So I'm absolutely excited about it, and it's going to be cool. I really think it's going to be great. What about
You said
guys?
it perfectly, man. I think you said it perfectly. Yeah, I'm so excited. I mean, Art the Clown, I think from the past just 10 years is one of the biggest horror icons that I just love. I'm so excited to see what comes next, especially with the reviews just raving about this movie. And this isn't your typical slasher movie either. This is 2 hours and 20 some minutes or something like that. And it's a
Right.
long movie. It's an epic. People are still loving it even with all of that. I'm so curious to see what the fuck they've done with what was such a simple movie to begin with, and it's turned into something so much bigger than that original movie. I'm so excited to see what they've done with the sequel. I really can't wait.
Yeah, absolutely. How about you guys?
Yeah, likewise. I think that I think this has a lot of potential. I'm really curious. I mean, Damien Leone has hyped this up tenfold, which you would imagine. You're not going to be like, yeah, this movie's trash and it's your baby. But I do think that I think he has a vision. He knows what he wants to do. This is supposed to be the groundwork to launch more films and stuff. So he needs this one to be successful. He needs this one to be well received. And so I like the idea of expanding it, making it more story driven than last time. Not that last time wasn't great. Last time was really good, but this time it's supposed to be more story driven, which is good. Like if you're trying to build a franchise here, you need a story in place to really kind of carry on and have a direction. So I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
Yeah, I got to see the first one still. So
Oh man.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I'm way behind.
Oh man, what are you doing?
I know.
It's what
I
we
know,
do.
man.
is what we do. All right,
It's
well,
crazy.
then-
It's crazy as hell. When I
Well,
saw
we
it,
do
I
got
was just
two
like, wow.
more. We do got 2 more super chats. We got one from Jennifer Armstrong, $20. Thank you so much.
Wow.
thank you.
Jennifer.
Thank
Wow.
you, Jennifer.
She says, merch, take all my money. Have a good day, guys.
Wow.
There you go.
There you go.
Wow.
So we got
Jen.
one vote for merch for sure.
Well, there we
I mean,
go.
she gave a $20 super chat for that comment. So that's got to
Wow.
be worth at least
Wow.
like 20 votes,
Abs-
right?
That's a
Absolute-
lot of votes.
That's
Yeah.
got to be at least a good amount of votes. And then we got another one
agree.
from Carter Allen. Thank you so much, Carter. Really appreciate you. $5 for just good soup. You all have a good day. Well, thank you. We'll have
Oh,
to-
thank you so much.
Appreciate
We
it.
have
Appreciate
some
that.
I
Absolutely.
love soup.
Yeah,
Soup's
right?
great, man.
is on
Yeah,
the agenda.
man.
Soup is
Oh,
always
the-
on the agenda.
With
There's a
some bread and
face
butter.
in my soup.
Dude, I missed that clip, man.
I
I really
know.
do. You gotta
I
bring
do
that.
too.
You gotta bring that back.
I have to do
Let's see.
that.
The general says first design with all of you on it. Then, if there's a demand of individual designs, go from there. Nanette saying I would love it if y'all did merch.
Nice.
Let's see. Carter saying every other month release a design, that way you're not stressing about designs and give slightly more of a limited feel. Denisha says merch, please. Lee says merch. Did I hear merch? Do it.
Do it.
Do it now.
There we go.
Extron saying yes, do merch with hot dog logos and spicy mustard.
Yes.
Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong.
Right.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
Carter saying wait to do merch until 1K. Oh, okay. Interesting.
Well,
One
that was
merch.
kind of the original idea.
It
but-
was.
Yeah. But I mean, we're not that far. You know.
Nearly there.
Yeah,
Nearly
yeah,
there,
that's-
gentlemen.
We're
Like
only
right around the corner.
133 subs away.
Dude, it's like the channel. It's like we're in a desert where there was like no hope for survival, and we're like crawling on the ground without water for days, and we see that 7-Eleven like in the middle of a desert, and we know we can get a Slurpee to sustain us. That's what's going on with us.
Give me a Slurpee.
Yes.
Water.
Is that what you would get, like, if you were in the desert for 3 days, like a Slurpee first? I'm just curious. I gotta ask.
In this particular moment, yes.
Hell yeah! All the time. Fuck yeah, dude.
The bladder buster size. Like, you know, the 7-Eleven, like you have to have two hands to
like
hold it. Like, you know,
Right.
That's all I want. I've been in the desert for 3 days.
Night's crawling.
Do that.
He finds like an oasis. He's like, it's not a Slurpee.
Yeah, he just turns around. He's like, "Fuck this."
He's like, damn it. Like,
I guess
I
got
was
water.
lied.
Boring.
I was lied to.
this is outrageous.
Carrie's got a link for Jake's stream after this at 7:05. Thank you so much, Carrie. Thank you, thank you,
Nice.
thank you.
Noise.
All right. And we do have that image up, Jake. So if we want to head back to the lovely Lindsay, I'll put this back up for you guys. It looks amazing. My
Wow.
God.
Fortune teller now.
must be a Halloween party.
Well, that's the question. Like, is it a Halloween party? What's going on here? Because she's
Right.
got the tarot cards. I find it a little. I saw this on the Bloody Disgusting article. Like, they were theorizing what could be happening here, and it's like, oh, maybe she's in a Halloween costume, or maybe she's really like telling fortunes now, or something crazy like that. I find it a little strange that we've seen scenes in the TV spots from like like some kind of Halloween party, and it looks like our characters are celebrating Halloween. Am I the only one who just thinks that's a little out of place for all these people who are traumatized on Halloween night like multiple times now? I don't know, man. I just find it a little weird. This movie is already, it's just everything about this movie is starting to seem a little off to me, and I just don't know how I feel about it. But throwing that back at you guys, how do you guys feel about this image?
Well, she looks absolutely fantastic.
She does.
And I'm glad to see her in some images. You know, we've only gotten a couple, but I agree. It's making me wonder. Okay, what's really going on here? And my first inclination is the same as you. It's like, why are we? Why are we celebrating Halloween, especially her? Like, you know, like
Right?
I don't know. It's kind of interesting, but that's what it looks like. Some type of celebration of Halloween.
Wow. I mean, I guess a lot of healing can take place in 4 years. Wow.
Wow.
I mean, think about that. That's a lot. We've got Lori with jack-o'-lanterns and carving pumpkins. We've got her in a straight up tarot card outfit, and I mean, 4 years, man. That's pretty amazing what can happen in
It is.
Haddonfield. They must have amazing therapists and counselors. Because down here in Texas, where I do counseling regularly, that's pretty fast timeline. That's all I
It
can say
is.
for that kind of trauma. It just you don't see that.
Right. Yeah, I agree. But it's a fantastic image, though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's gotta
Gorgeous
be a
shot.
party. Gorgeous
Yeah.
shot. Yeah.
Look at the booze in the background. Yeah, it's got to be a party, but like,
Right?
I'm just it's bizarre to me though. It's like everyone, like we see Laurie Strode carving pumpkins. Now we got Lindsay Wallace dressing up for Halloween. I don't know, man. I'm just like, I think it's a little bizarre, especially this is the same timeline where Laurie Strode hasn't gotten over the trauma that she experienced 40 years before the events of the 2018 movie. So it's like now everything's back to normal 4 years later. I don't know, man. I'm not buying it. I don't know if that works with this timeline or not, but just that's just my thoughts. I don't know.
You guys
I
are
agree.
being so critical of this movie. This movie's gonna be great, guys.
Wow. Hold on. Let me take this picture off the screen. I want to look you in the eyes,
I don't know what you
boy.
guys are talking about.
You're not pulling that.
fuck,
No.
Man, this is
Wow.
gonna be
Look.
just the best movie ever. This movie's gonna
Guys,
be trash. Come on,
Oh,
are you,
come
what are you guys
on
gonna
now.
realize that this movie that these people don't know what they're doing?
I'm more worried about it. Like I'll
Wow.
give you that, but I don't think it's gonna be garbage. I think it.
Right.
I mean, I
I'm
don't think,
concerned.
I think it'll be total.
Every
dog
time
shit.
I
It'll
hear
just be
Fate
dog
start
shit.
going off,
Like,
this is what I think of.
yeah.
Not just joking.
Oh
Just
my gosh.
I love
Hey.
that.
I wear that one time for Halloween. If you guys hold it against me, I swear.
That'd be hilarious if you did. We could put that picture
Dude,
every
that'd be
once
great.
in a
I
while.
gotta try to find something like that. I would do that real quick. Chris came in hot with the 1 cent, keeping up the
Damn!
Yeah.
Let's go.
Chris,
Yes.
Chris, if
Give
we
us a dab,
ever
Jake.
Chris, if we ever have a stream and you don't give 1 cent or you give more than 1 cent, we're gonna be so extremely disappointed.
Yeah.
I swear, like I
true.
I genuinely look for that. If you want to give more, it has to be a 1 cent increment. So if you want to give $1, you got to give us 101 cent.
Just doing it the whole time.
Just spam your phone for the dollars. Yeah, one
it's
penny,
just
100 times.
Right.
Because
Oh, man.
I
Legend.
genuinely look forward. I check every time it pops up. I'm like, is this Chris with his 1 cent?
Oh. 1
But no,
cent, baby.
But the Lindsay image, since you decided to take it off, I'll just do it by memory. Everyone else just got the image, but it's fine.
You don't deserve the image.
Yeah, because let's be honest, it's gonna be trash when we pull it up.
Honesty gets punished.
What'd you say?
here.
You're the only one that what?
I'm the only one that's honest. Honesty gets punished here.
Yo, Fate, shut your. Wow, really? Wow,
We just wanted to hear you say it.
really? Mouth. Thank you, Knight.
You know what you should do? You know what you should do after one of us cuss? After, then hit it.
Let's do it after.
Oh,
Like, dang it,
That's terrible.
dismissed.
You're gonna fucking suck. You just just be
gosh.
super late with it every time. But that's great. But no, I imagine too that is like a party. I just don't really understand it, because I do agree with you guys.
Yeah.
It's like you have all this, like I get 4 years has passed and everyone's trying to get over it. Maybe that's just
Right.
like maybe that's part of like everyone's healing process. Like let's have a Halloween without. Maybe that's why Michael comes back. Maybe they haven't had a Halloween in 4 years and they finally do. And Michael's like,
Oh.
it's like the bat signal. He's just like,
Yeah.
like I don't know. I mean,
well,
just,
I have to. Yeah, go ahead.
but
go
go
ahead.
ahead, go ahead.
Oh well, I was just gonna say, you're talking about the why Michael's coming back. So Universal, and this stuff keeps coming out. They just will not. It's like all of a sudden someone just like put a crack in Hoover Dam and just said, you know what? Let me take a sledgehammer to it, and we're gonna let everything flood, because now David Gordon Green is saying the reason why Michael comes back after 4 years, what gets him out of hiding, and he's talked about how, and I'm not going to say exactly because I don't know if you guys want to hear it or not. I don't know if you've heard it, but he's explains Michael's condition and then why he's come back to Haddonfield now, and I'm in the process now. I literally have like a quarter in. I'm going to finish it after the stream. And it's a theory I've had since watching all these friggin' 10 TV spots and behind the scenes featurettes. And I'm starting to piece stuff together, gents. And I'm like, okay, that scene out of context made no sense. Now, but I put it with this scene, it's adding up. And it's starting to add up to something I'm very much dreading. And I'm going to tell you guys, if my theory is right, if I'm predicting this correctly, because I'm not hearing any spoilers, it's just me looking at the stuff and hearing the interviews, I have a funny feeling I've figured out what's happen. And if I am correct, I'm going to be very disappointed in one big aspect of the movie. Not saying I'm not going to hate the movie. I'm just saying if they go this route, and it's looking kind of like they are, I'm going to be a little bit upset.
Wow.
So I mean, I can unpeel that. I can peel that back for you guys if y'all want to hear it, or you can watch it later.
I would
Go
love
nuts.
to, but Cody, NRU Cody, did give us $2. I was just
Woohoo.
letting Craven finish his point. There's no comment attached to it, so I'm assuming you just gave it just to give it, which is also
For the love.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We do. We really appreciate it. Thank you so
We
much.
do.
Thank
We
you.
truly
Yes, we really do. Appreciate
do.
you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Jake just
But yeah,
came up
go ahead.
with the hot news. Yeah, I just saw
Final-
your
yeah.
text.
I just got a notification just now. The final trailer for Halloween will drop tomorrow. The final trailer.
Nice.
Yeah. So the last piece of marketing comes out tomorrow. It's kind of shockingly, honestly. I'm kind of surprised this is the final thing.
Yeah, we're
2
here.
week mark. The
We've
last
made it.
Yeah.
release.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow. Well, okay. Well, again, I don't want to monopolize our time or anything. This theory is, and I'll have a video on it out again. It may even be tomorrow before it drops, but you'll see it. But here I'll give you the short version. All right, here the real detail I'll save it so it doesn't take up all this time. But here's the thing: there's a scene in the trailer, in one of the trailers, where you see Michael Myers' mask laying on a table or on the floor. You can't tell. It's like a table, right? You see a hand grab it. Remember that? And pick it up. And there's a body on the floor. If you notice on the right-hand side, it's out of focus.
Yeah.
That's one scene in of by itself. And then this last round of TV spot 9, when we talked about it on the collective, where you see Lori with Lindsay, Hawkins, and Allison all alive outside of the house with the police lights, and Lori's hands are covered in blood, and she looks traumatized, like she just went through a horrific thing. And by the way, she's wearing the blue shirt, the same costume we see the trailer with Michael's kitchen fight. It's the same shirt, button-up sleeve, so that tells me that's that same night. It's not a different point in the timeline. Okay. So keep that in mind. Yeah, there you go. She's wearing that is the same clothes she wears in every single trailer where she's fighting Michael in the kitchen. That's it. And there's the bloody hands of her arms. Okay, so we have those scenes, and then we had we're like, well, who's picking up the mask? How do they get Michael's mask? And I wanted to point out something. Who's missing from this picture? The person that, as far as like a new main character, we don't see Corey Cunningham here, right? Yeah, there he is. Okay, we don't see Corey in those images, and there's another image that is part of that featurette where they're on the driveway, but it's a different angle, and you see Hawkins, Allison, help me out, Lindsay, and then Lori. So there's no Corey there, which we know Corey's dating Allison. They've released that out; it's public knowledge. And so if he was in a good place there, you would think he would be with her in this moment. He'd be flying over there as quickly as he could. Now, here's the thing. David Gordon Green dropped the bomb that Michael has been in hiding for 4 years. Basically, he has gone off to die, is what he said. He is injured. He is weakened from the mob scene and all that. He has gone off to die. And the reason he comes back to Haddonfield is because there is a copycat killer in his costume killing people, and it draws him back out from hiding, but he's in a weakened state. So what I believe we're seeing here is the kitchen scene, guys, is truly, I thought it might have been Corey, but no, I'm refreshing it now. It's Michael. It's really him. That's Lori fighting him. And remember the scene where, yeah, there you go. That is Myers. That's the real Michael. And there's a scene where she stabs him, where he's on a table, and she literally has both hands on the knife, and she stabs him in the chest. And then we see this last trailer. She unmasks him, right? She reaches down, she pulls the mask up, and it gets about right here, and they cut the camera so we don't know who it is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm almost done. Here's what I believe that is. I believe that it's Michael Myers. That is James Jude Courtney. That's the shape. And she kills him in the middle to 3/4 point of the movie. I'm going to say closer to the middle. And she walks outside in shock because she's killed Michael. Hawkins comes running. Everyone's there. That we see those images. There you go. That just happened. She just killed Myers. Look at it. The news reporters are there. Cameras, everything. All right. So, but who's missing? It's Corey Cunningham. Guess what? Remember I talked about that shot in the trailer where the mask is picked up by someone in the room. I believe that is Corey that goes into the house. Unbeknownst to them, he picks the mask up. It's like, how does he get the mask from Myers? That's been a question. Well, now we know. He's dead. Michael Myers is literally dead. Lori's pulled the mask off. It's laying on the table. She goes outside. Corey comes in. He grabs the Shape's mask. And the rest of the movie, we don't even have Michael Myers. He's dead. The rest of the film, it's Corey or the copycat. And so this big climactic finale, it's not even going to be a finale with Michael. It's going to be with the Shape at the midpoint of the film, maybe a little bit later. And Lori, last thing, Lori finally beat Michael because of his weakened condition. He went off like an old dog to die. And he's back, but he's not in his full strength he used to be. It's 4 years later. He's older now. So this is what I think happens, guys. I think if you, in my mind, I'm piecing these images together. I could be dead wrong, but I think I'm close to being right if I'm not on the money. So there it is. I'll stop and shut up now. Yeah. But that's my theory in a nutshell of what I'm going to talk about tonight.
Real quick, we can add to it. But Cody came in with another $1. He said, "For Evil dies on the 14th, and also Stu is alive."
Stu is definitely alive.
I'll let you guys comment on that.
So what do you guys think, man?
Thank you.
I think I'm onto something. I really do. I believe this could possibly happen.
I think you're absolutely dead on with some of the misdirection that they're going to do with Corey and Michael for sure. I don't know how it's going to there's so many things in the trailer that have me so confused. There has to be some kind of meeting point between him and Lori, like Corey Cunningham and Lori at some point, because there's this shot from, I can't remember if it was a trailer or a release picture or whatever. It's those two standing together, like Corey and Lori, and I'm just like, what is happening in this movie? Who is this Corey guy? Where is this going?
Right.
I think we're all very close. I feel like it's one of those things. We're all so close to what it could be, but I feel like maybe we haven't quite got it yet. But Corey is a fucking something weird. I have no fucking idea. But we see him on Laurie's stairs too at one point in the trailer, and he's saying, "I looked into his eyes" and all that, and it's all over dramatic. I can't pinpoint him. I can't pinpoint if he's going to be another antagonist or joining the group. I guess that's the big thing that I just can't wrap my finger around, I guess.
Jake, how would you feel if the part of my theory is right that that Laurie kills Michael. That kitchen scene happens in the mid to 3/4 point of the movie, not the end. How would you feel about watching a movie for like another 30 or 40 minutes with no Michael?
Here's the thing that could be cool about that. I wouldn't go that route. Like if I'm writing this movie, I wouldn't do that. But what could be cool about that is having this false resolution with Laurie where she thinks everything's fine. I've killed Michael. Everything's great. And then another Michael shows up at her house, tries to freaks out, kills him. Maybe she dies in the process and finds out it's Corey pulling a prank on her or something awful like that, you know? There's like a part of me that's like, that could be cool, but I could see so many fans being disappointed with that depending on how it's executed. That's also not really like the final showdown between Michael and Laurie, is it? You know, I mean, I feel like that might be, there's an argument for, is that just padding? You know what I mean? There's an argument for, well, why are they even doing this? Why you could have made a whole movie centered around just Michael and Laurie without this third figure coming into it. So I don't know, man. I think I would rather finish it up with the final battle personally, but
me too.
Well, yeah, we'll just have to see.
Man.
So what do you guys think about Laurie in the trailer saying that he disappeared without a trace 4 years ago? She says after killing my daughter, he disappeared without a trace 4 years ago. I don't think she'd think he disappeared if he's dead, you know, or if she thinks she killed him or something like that. That's my only concern. Or is that like one of those things in the trailer that isn't in the actual movie? It's just kind of dialogue to make us think, make us talky. Because I mean,
that's the other thing too, is that we may not get some of these scenes or pieces of dialogue in the actual movie because of all the variations.
Because my only thing is that if she's saying that he just vanished, then that would mean that she doesn't believe he died. Or she doesn't know that he died. Because that's kind of how they're setting it up. Like after the events of Kills, he just fucked off, and that was it. You know,
that's what David Gordon Green said. He said he goes off into hiding,
which doesn't make any sense to me to begin with, because the whole point of Halloween Kills in that shitty ass movie was Michael was going home. Michael was going home. That was the whole thing. Michael finally got home and then just said, and then Michael, that's a technical foul.
Go ahead, man.
No, but then also traded that. But yeah, but then like the whole point was him going home, and then what? He gets home and he's just like, mission accomplished, and then just left and walked into the sewer. Like that's
well,
my
dude.
problem.
But think about it, Taylor. Think about it, Taylor.
Close.
Jimmy.
Close. I'm calling everybody's name wrong tonight, dude. Tyler. But think of this though, Tyler. Bro. There you go. That's safe. Hey, think about this, bro. You're right, but what he got greeted to was a mob and a woman with an iron and this mob scene, and it apparently. The way it's sounding, even though he killed Karen after that, it sounds like what David Gordon Green is saying is that he was basically he's weak. Like he went home, but that weakened him to the point where he's not like his normal, younger, powerful self, if you will. I'm putting words into it, but I'm thinking that maybe that's what happened. Is that he went home, he got this horrible beating, he got out of there. He went and killed Karen, snuck in the back door, went upstairs, killed her, and then he's like, "I'm out. I'm done. I can't. I'm too weak. I got to go rest." And then that's where he went off to the sewers, and has been eating on rats and dogs.
Rats
for
and
4
dogs.
years.
Dogs on the menu. You know what? First of all, my man Brandon. We almost have to run this past him as far as being a super Michael fan. He said, "I'll cry." You know, and as soon as I read that comment, I was like, and I see what you're saying. Val said the same thing. I can almost deal with that. I think you're very close to it, Steve.
Okay.
And you know, the puzzle is starting to come together. But I'd be more okay with it if, like Carrie is saying, that Michael somehow at the end comes back, kills Corey, and then him and Laurie have a second fight.
Oh, yes.
Now, that to me, and this is just spitballing right now, out of the gate with no, well, that too. To me,
Spitballing.
to me, that would make it all okay. You know, that somehow, like, she literally thinks he's dead, he looks dead, or whatever, you know, and somehow, just like always, you know, he comes back at the end, and then if she defeats him at the end, like after he comes back, that's fine. But I think as far as the mythology of Michael, I think that would make for a better movie mythology wise for him, because if he gets killed in the middle of the movie and we still got another half hour, 45 minutes or whatever, I'm gonna be pissed.
People are gonna
Just
try
to
it.
say.
Right. That's what I'm
But
saying.
maybe, like Jake was saying, maybe that is, or like you were saying too, Stephen, maybe that's the direction they're going. You know,
The
It's
other
way to show
thing,
that evil lives forever.
yeah, I was
Right.
actually just gonna say that, Tyler. Like, I'm like, that's kind of
Yeah.
something that they've touched on with the last movie a lot, was the whole idea that evil inspires more evil and all this, the
Right.
mob mentality thing. And I'm like, okay, we did that. You know, we did that in the last movie. Now this movie needs to be about Michael and Laurie. And like, I feel like they're just jam packing too many ideas into this film to make
Yeah.
it something else. I will say this though, we're going to probably have our answers to all of our questions tomorrow with the final trailer that probably will spoil everything. So
yeah.
probably
know
will.
everything. So let's dive into that. That's a good place to transition. What do we think is going to happen with this trailer? Do we think it gives away too much? Do you think it gives away not enough? Do you think, like, hopefully they don't make that mistake? I mean,
the
they've done a
audible
pretty good job
sigh
so far.
right?
Yeah.
from everybody. Sorry, that's just funny.
Well, let me just say this. I'll start us off real quick. I'll be quick. If this thing is 2 minutes and 30 seconds long,
Ooh.
it's over. The plane's going to falling out of the sky. It's going to crash burn because they're going to show way, 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 way too much. I mean, they're showing too much with a 30-second clip for TV.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So if it's 2.5 minutes, just get ready. Hey, Philly Loomis.
Hey, Philly.
Welcome to the Lethal Collective, my friend. Make yourself at home.
Yes.
Oh,
Be sure to
yes.
like that video and subscribe.
Yes.
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 Subscribe.
Yes. Thank you. Subscribe. So anyway, that's all. I think that if it's gonna, I'm going by the length of the trailer. If it's gonna be more than 2 minutes, I'm afraid. I'm just gonna prepare myself to have the whole movie ruined or spoiled
Wow.
at least. I won't say ruined. But spoiled. Yeah, at least.
Mm-hmm.
You can't
What do you guys
ruin a
think?
bad. You can't ruin a bad movie. It's okay.
Oh, come on,
Man,
man. The
man.
way you said that,
Man.
Steven, like, man, come on. Well, but I mean, and Million in the chat made a great point too. Is in '78, you know, he was only in the movie for a small amount of time on screen. You know, like whatever it was, 14 minutes, whatever it was, maybe less than that. But it's all about execution, you know. And I think that if it's done, if it's done the way you're saying, Steven, like I said, I think the way that it just gets a nice power punch at the end is that he comes back. He literally just comes back, and they have, you know, one more confrontation or whatever. So
Love it.
I would
Now-
love that. I could deal with that whole story. Everything you said, Steven, I could deal with the whole thing if he comes back at the end. Just mythology wise, you know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Because if Michael is going to be killed by Laurie, then I think that they should just have a movie, and she does that at the end. And we don't even need, you know, all the Corey stuff, or have the Corey stuff be in the middle, and then Michael shows up or whatever, and then she kills him, like at the end. You know, that's how I feel about it. I'm sorry, Jay,
Okay,
you were saying.
okay. What if at the end of the movie you don't know if it's Corey or Michael attacking Laurie? Like the audience doesn't know. Like, what if it's something like that, where it's like you see, for whatever reason, Corey gearing up as Michael Myers to go and kill Laurie for some reason, but then you also see Michael Myers get resurrected somehow. And then it's like, they're both heading there, but it's like, how? Like, who's it going to be? Who's going to make it there first? And who is Laurie going to kill? Something like that. So it's kind of like dramatic irony. You're like, oh my God, who's she fighting right now? Who's going to die? Holy fuck.
Ooh,
That could be kind of
yeah.
dope. So
Now,
I was just
what-
thinking about.
What will you do if, because they're rumoring the finale's in the junkyard, right? That's what they're saying. So, and we know they're in a junkyard from the last TV spot. Like, in fact, the kid that came up and was like, "Help me," to the guy in the little booth at the glass window, that's the guy they show in a junkyard. So we know they're in a junkyard. What if both must show up? What if the copycat and the shape
It's like-
show up in
I was
costume?
thinking that too.
Dude.
They're just
Now
like,
that could be
oh
cool.
shit.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna get our Halloween Kills moment, Fate.
Yeah.
It's time to go to
The
town
Vegas
again,
show.
baby.
Let's
I can't
go.
wait. So excited.
Allison, you take the left, I'll go right. You know?
Right?
right.
Oh
so
man.
It's just
Hey,
I don't know.
Slaughtered Lambs in the chat. Just wanted to say hi real quick.
What's up,
What's up, Slaughtered
Darren?
Lamb?
Darren
What's
in the
going on?
house.
I just like my thing is that like I don't know. I feel like there's no, and granted, we won't know until we see the movie or the trailer, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it seems like there's no like clear definitive direction. Like, and that's my problem. Like, it just seems like there's
Well,
like it's a little all over the place right now. But I mean, that is the job of the movie, right? To put it all together. So I'm hoping
Right.
they do. But
Yeah.
it's just I don't know. It's just right now. It just seems like everything that you could think of to make a shitty Halloween movie is what it's looking like is going to come to light. And I just
Okay. What if this movie was being marketed as just another remake of 1978? Though we'd be shitting on this thing way more. I think.
oh yeah. Yeah.
I would be crucifying it because you can't touch that movie. You can't
Right,
touch
exactly.
78, man.
Well, and here's the thing too. I think that, and kind of like what Val is saying, she says, I don't see David Gordon Green writing this love letter to fans just to punch us in the gut.
Right.
I really, that's the hope. That's like when I
Yep.
go into this theater, I'm excited regardless and curious regardless. But my biggest vibe is just trying to believe in the fact that he is such a huge fan of this mythology, the Carpenter mythology, and even if Michael is killed or dies, in this movie, I would think it's done in a way that works, for fans of Michael, and even if Laurie walks off into the sunset, which is cool, for the Laurie fans, which I am one, so I just think that the way it's going to together, I just have faith in it, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm somewhat nervous too, because we've got so many elements that are crashing together. But I just, like I said, if this is executed wrong and the quote unquote love letter is crappy as far as its delivery, I'll be the first one to come on here and rain on it, But I don't know. I'm just like, this guy really seems to love this mythology, and he's shown it in these first two movies. So, anyways, that's my little rant.
It's also a little more consistent than people give it credit for. I mean, like, let's look
Yes.
at all the things that this Jeepers Creepers director is saying about the next movie. Like, he's like, oh, we have no idea where it's going to go next. Hopefully
What?
the writers have something. Dude, yeah, I know.
No.
I made a whole video on this the other day, and I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, are you not talking to the writers? What? Comparatively to that, obviously, this is a way better situation. We've already seen things that were minute details in Halloween 2018 come back to be bigger things and kills. I feel like they have a plan. It's just right now, it's so bizarre. We have no idea what the fuck this next movie is going to look like. I still think that there's a shot for this movie to be something really good. And if they were marketing this movie as, oh, Michael went back to jail and he's going to break out from a bus again after being transported on Halloween night and all that. If that was the premise, if that's what they were pitching to us, I would be like, Fate, I would be sounding like you, man. I'd be like, fuck this movie. This is going to suck. This is going to blow balls. And I'm not a fan. But this intrigues me because it's at least different. We've never seen them tackle something as big as this before. So I'm curious to see how it actually all shapes up. Shapes.
Shapes up. I love it.
And we've
What's
got
going on,
Sosa
Sosa?
in the chat saying, just found out about this channel a couple of weeks ago. This is my first time in the live. Love the content, guys. And the Halloween community is honestly just so cool. Oh, thank you so
Awesome,
much. We
Sosa.
appreciate
Glad
that.
you are here. Yeah.
Yes, and
Hey,
welcome.
Sosa, make sure you subscribe to our individual channels as well, because all of us are tackling Halloween ends and theories and news. I mean, so what you hear tonight, us together, is us giving us a chance to all talk to one another. But we do this on our channels too. So don't forget to hit every one of us up. I think you'll enjoy the content.
And also, hey to Gina saying, I'm George, just subbed from my other account to get you guys closer to
Thank you.
1K.
I
Hey,
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
you.
That's a great
Yes.
way
appreciate it.
for us to get subs.
Yes,
People subscribing to
yes.
multiple accounts. But yeah, like, but here's the thing, like, if this was its own movie to start, it would probably be better perceived, and it would probably like because I do agree with you, Jake. Like, if this was just another '78 remake, then yeah, it would be
Yeah,
terrible. But this is the end of a trilogy, and it's just
yeah.
what they've set up the last two films don't make sense with what we're getting right now. It seems
Mm,
like this was supposed to be its own story, like its own film, not directly tied to the past two, and they just decided to connect it to the past two, like just based on the information we got now. But to be fair, they are doing their job, right? Because their job is to
yeah.
make us confused and misdirected
Yes, and
and stuff like
curious.
that. So I
Yeah.
mean,
Hmm.
they are. I mean, for all we know, they could be just laughing their asses off right now. Like, that fate decided guy's an idiot and has no idea what he's talking about. Like, and he just wait till the movie comes, and that's a real possibility. But all we can go on is the information that's out there, and the information that's out there doesn't seem very convincing that this is going to be like I said. If this was the start to this trilogy or something, great. Okay, cool. Let's see what direction this goes. But it's not. Like, you have a very simple, inherent, easy way to conclude this trilogy and just make it the
Right.
Laurie and Michael story that you set up and established the last two films, and all would have been right in the world. But
Yeah.
it's like they're trying to be like cute and creative to be cute and creative, and it's like, why risk it? Like, why even go that direction? It's like,
Well,
why not?
I will say this, and again, just coming from the perspective, of a fan of the franchise, and as we've talked about before, Steven, we're going through these movies,
Mm-hmm.
in a watch party. Michael's mythology, even though I absolutely love it, but there's an advantage and a disadvantage to it. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, let's say someone like, Freddy, or Pinhead or Candyman, their mythologies are so wide open. You can do so many things if done right, of course. That's always the bottom line. So I think, I mean, you're looking at a 45-year-old franchise, and I think
Yeah.
they're trying to give us what we want, but they're also trying to put it in a different angle, and I think I think that's why they're taking that risk, is getting at
But
fate. Now,
do that,
whether
but do that from the beginning, not at the final installment. I mean, they did make
well,
some new creative things. They did do some
yeah.
different things, but we have this story, and it just seems like they're going complete. Like, you have this story in this timeline that you're on, and then it just seems like
Hmm.
instead of just continuing that, they're going, dude, let's go over here now. Like, and that's
Mm,
my concern of it just
hmm.
falling flat, is because like you had this continuity, you had this story that was free flowing, that was looking great, and now
Hmm.
it just seems like you're just, instead of sticking on the path you're on, let's just make a sharp left and go a completely different direction. And
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't understand that for the third installment. Like, if they did
yeah,
that for like the middle, and it's like, oh, you get this nice little twist and turn. It's like, okay, cool. I wonder how this is going to end. That would be
right,
different. But that's not what we have here. Like, we have,
yeah.
you told this story over the last two films. We got
Hmm.
to this third installment. This is supposed to be it. And this is the last film we get with Laurie, with Jamie Lee Curtis playing Laurie and stuff like that. And you're introducing all these other characters and telling all these like subplots and stories and stuff. And it just, for what? It just doesn't make any sense. Like, why? Why go that
Yeah.
direction at all? Like,
Hmm.
why like what's the why not just keep it? Why not just keep the car on the path you're on?
Well, another thing too, it might be really because of what you just said right there, is the fact that they know what people could expect, in this trilogy. Michael is reintroduced. We're reintroduced to Laurie. They have some things that happen in the second movie, and then the third movie, hey, they're gonna fight and someone's gonna die. I mean, and at the end of the day, that is kind of basically what's gonna happen. But they figured, you know, what most people would expect in the middle of this story, we're gonna have it in the final story. You know, Now, again, it totally may not work. I'm totally with you on that. There's a lot of things that would tell you logic dictates that it won't work. But again, like I said, I'm going in optimistic.
Man. Can I just say something
Yeah, go ahead.
super quick? It's like literally one quote from the former Tampa Bay Buccaneers head coach Bruce Arians. No risk it, no biscuit. And I'll leave it at that.
But you have a point though. Because
What?
like the point, the thing about that is like if this movie once again, like I keep going back to this, but like I just feel like if there wasn't some other component to this movie, it wouldn't work anyways. Because like we've made it so crystal clear that Michael Myers is not going after Laurie Strode in these past two movies. I was expecting something from Halloween Ends that was kind of weird that people weren't gonna like. But now the question really is, are they going to do this right? Are they going to execute it well? Is this going to be the thing that brings Michael Laurie together? Or is this going to like just consume the whole movie, become a whole new thing that we're not really looking for in this epic finale that we're wanting?
Yes! Philly.
Thank you, Philly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I just
Yeah.
love Jay, can you do that again? I love seeing it. Yeah! Give me the fingers. Give me the fingers, guys.
Right?
Sorry.
Dragon Ball.
I'm sorry, guys. Jake and I needed to have a moment, okay? We just had to have a moment
Let it
there.
out.
I'm sorry.
Let it out.
Yeah.
But no, like my other thing is too is that like, you know, like they're making like they have said repeatedly that Michael is just a man. That's it. He's just a man. And there's no fucking way that he is just a man, especially after the 4-year time jump. You're
Wait a
telling me
minute.
that
There's
dude
what?
has-
There's no
There's
what?
there's no way he's just a man after
Nah,
the 4-year time jump.
There it is. It's on a delay.
You got it.
Aw.
So
Aw.
but that's my only
too
thing.
bad.
And without the time jump, who carries the story? The entire town was dead. Laurie was dead. Hawkins was. I mean, yes, they were fragile. Yes, but that would have made such a more convincing story. I'm not saying you couldn't have had some time jump, but do you know how long 4 years is? Michael could have died of an infection.
Dude.
Like literally.
That
Michael
would be the
could have
most
died-
disappointing. Could you imagine? Like Halloween ends. He
Yeah.
died of a staph
But
infection.
that's
No,
right?
Ah.
Like Laurie could have died of old age. Like 4 years is a very long time. You didn't need a
Yes.
4-year gap. Like if it was months or like a year or something like that, sure. But you're acting like everybody in the movie was just dead. It would have also made a more convincing story if everyone was wounded and everyone was hurt and they had to like rally together to figure out a way to take down Michael. Like that would have been a very
Dude.
convincing story. That would have worked very well. But no,
I got
you
it.
need a 4-year gap.
I got it. No, it's just a revelation. I just hit me listening to you, Fate. It all hit me. The way he dies and ends, it's not by the knife of Laurie, because he's weak. Like David Gordon Green says, he's weak. He's weakened.
Yeah.
Guess what it is? He's got the wounds. He's all jacked up with all kinds of bacteria, and his body succumbs to the virus. The virus takes over him, and he succumbs to the virus, and that's how he dies. I swear I'll walk out. I will walk out of that theater.
What if like, right when
Actually,
he's about to kill?
It's
right when
gonna be
he's about
Silver
to kill-
Shamrock controlling his mask.
Dude, I'd rather see that.
I would take that.
I'd rather that.
Yeah.
What if right when he's about to kill Laurie, he dies of like a heart attack or something from the vid? He's just like,
Oh, dude, that would just be terrible.
I don't know. I feel like Ends is going to answer. To me, Ends can answer a lot of questions that'll make Halloween Kills retroactively better, and then
Yes.
also end the
Yes.
trilogy in a good way.
Yes,
It has the
yes,
potential
yes.
to do that, and Corey
It does.
can do it. Like this can totally work with Corey just bringing these two characters together, and that's all that his character does. If you notice on the soundtrack too, there's two songs that are like pretty close together. I don't think they're back to back, but there's one called like Michael and Corey, and then there's one called Bye Bye Corey after that. So I really I'm fingers crossed here. I don't know if this is the case. I haven't seen the movie yet. I'm really excited to here in like 2 fucking weeks though. maybe we have Corey bring in Michael, finding Michael in the sewers somehow, and then somehow Michael follows him just to Laurie's house. Then that's it. Then Corey fucking dies. And then that's the extent of Rowan Campbell in this movie. Not that I hate him as an actor, but this character is just so out of nowhere, and they didn't set it up very well at all. Like if Corey was someone we've been talking about since 2018, like let's say he was introduced as Allison's friend or something, then I feel like we wouldn't have as much things to worry about. This is so worrisome because you're introduced. It's like, imagine you're watching a movie and like, okay, things are going pretty good, story's written pretty well, and then third act comes along, random new character out of nowhere that has not been talked about at all, does something to the plot that drastically changes everything. Like that doesn't work all the time. And that's I think why we're all so worried, because this is essentially the third act of one gigantic movie.
Right. Yes, absolutely. Real quick, too, just to grab a couple of the questions we have here. Real quick, James was saying, thoughts on Van Helsing from 2004. A fun time.
I love that movie.
A fun time. I love Hugh Jackman. He pretty much can do no wrong, in my opinion.
No.
I have not seen this. Interesting.
Plus, you got Kate Beckinsale.
Me either,
Yeah,
Jake.
Kate Beckinsale.
I mean, that alone, I might have to watch that movie tonight.
Great cast.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is.
Yeah.
Very well done.
Sosa saying, when did you guys get into Halloween/horror movies in general? For me, I was like 7 years old.
Yeah,
I was
when
really,
I was a
really
wee
young.
lad.
When I was a wee lad. How about you guys?
So like I've always been kind of watched horror. Like I grew up on it. Did I tell you guys the story? Was it on this stream that I told you guys about how my parents told me about the birds and the bees? Did I ever tell you about that?
What? No.
Tell us again. I don't think so.
I can't remember. I said it on somebody's stream, but I can't remember if it was here or not. So my dad told me about what that is, and he proceeded to show me The Evil Dead immediately after that because of the tree scene.
Yeah.
And he showed me that scene. He paused it. He's like, "See,
Dude.
I swear to God, hand to God that happened." Fuck that. That's why I'm so fucked up nowadays, I guess.
That is messed up, bro.
What just happened?
Wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I can tell you, I saw my first horror movie way too young. I was like 6 years old, and my sister wanted to go on a date, and she had to babysit me. And my folks said, if you leave this house, he's going with you. And so she babysat me as we sat in the theater for Terror Train with Jamie Lee Curtis. And so I'm sitting there, and it's the first time I'd ever seen a horror movie. And let me tell you, it was disturbing. I'd never seen scary images like that.
Wow.
That's where it all started for me. 6 years old.
Nice.
And grew from there.
How about you, Fate?
Yeah, I was young. I was probably like 4, something like that, if not younger. Trying to remember what the first horror movie was that I remember seeing. I want to say it was like, it had to have been like one of the Nightmare on Elm Street films, something like that. I was really young, because that like started the whole like trend of going into horror movies, and then watching like It, stuff like that, like the original It, and just Friday the 13th, all of those movies. But I think my introduction was that, and then one of my fond memories I remember when I was a kid was the movie Stepfather. Like when that movie came out. I mean, they've had like 10 remakes since. But,
Yeah, they have.
The first Stepfather. I remember watching that movie, and I was young. I was probably like 5 or 6. And I remember after the movie looking at my mom and being like, "Is my stepdad going to do that to me?" Like,
oh, that's too bad.
And he was like, "No, probably not. Probably not." Yeah.
But yeah, I like that. Probably not.
Probably not. You'd probably be safe. Like, yeah.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
Hey,
it was funny. I remember that.
Real quick, channel update. We are up to now 172 subs. We started with 868, so we've gained, 4 subs.
Nice.
Right? Yeah.
Thank you all.
Thank you guys. 128 subs. That's all we need.
Yeah,
It's
man.
crazy. We're like that close.
Tell a friend.
Yes.
Tell a cousin. Tell a
Tell
dog.
everybody.
Go make.
Don't
the
knock
world.
door to door.
At this
Yes.
point, go make
everybody.
another account just to subscribe to this channel.
Don't
Whatever
don't
it
do that.
takes.
Don't
Fake.
do
Don't
that.
do that.
Whatever.
Don't
it
listen to
takes.
him. Don't listen
Really,
to him. Okay.
148 away.
Real quick too, Memo Boys in the chat saying, "Hey, Craven and Company, would you think Gail will write the book in Scream 6 she talked about in Scream 5 at the very end about Dewey?"
Yes.
Oh.
I think so.
I
I,
would-
think
I
we'll
would
see
say
her
so.
writing it, you know? Like
I
I don't think it's going to
do.
be done yet though.
I wouldn't.
think that's-
I wouldn't be shocked though if we don't even get a reference to that. I don't know why. I just feel like they're not. I really do. I feel like
Really?
they're not going to reference that at all.
This whole movie is already a reference to Scream 5, you know? Like the
Yeah.
New York setting.
New
That was
York
a
setting,
throwaway line kind of in the last movie, and now it's like,
Yeah.
oh, hey, we're going to New York where Gail has her morning show. So I don't know, man. I feel like it's going to be pretty consistent.
I absolutely hope that that's the case. I don't know. I feel like that's gonna be, or it's just gonna be a brief, quick. Like it's not gonna be something like you're gonna like if you go take a piss, you're gonna miss it. Like I think it's gonna
Wow.
be a quick. I think it's gonna be a quick moment.
Mm.
I hope not. I hope not. I have no evidence or anything to suggest otherwise. That's just kind of how I feel. It's gonna.
There's so
happen.
many, like, to me, there's so many like older male characters in this one. I just feel like we're gonna have like some kind of like love interest for Gail kind of thing, and that's going to affect her writing. Maybe I feel like that's gonna be her whole plot line because I don't
hope
know what
not.
else they would do.
I hope
I agree with you. I think that might be a little too like, okay, really? Like she lost Dewey like a year ago. I know they weren't technically
Right.
It's a
together,
month
but
later.
like, but I feel like that's kind of what they're going to be touching on here. Like, what do you think Dermot Mulroney's going to be doing? Like, just talking to kids the whole time? Like, I feel like he's going to be hitting on
Right.
Gail Weathers. You know what I
I
mean?
think
Like,
so too.
I do too.
I'm not gonna say. I'm not
answer-
saying they're gonna be dating. Like, I don't think she's gonna have a steady boyfriend or anything like that by the time this movie starts. But I feel like she might, you know,
Like a little flirtatious.
yeah, she's gonna
Yeah.
be more
Like,
flirtatious
little
with some of these
flirty.
nice
Right.
gentlemen who may or may not be our ghost face killer.
Uh-huh. Or could be the
Richie's
father of someone.
father.
she's the new
Uh-huh.
Sydney. She's the new
H2O, baby. I mean, not
There you
H2O.
go.
Not H2O. Debbie Salt. Sorry. Halloween's on the brain. Halloween. Oh my gosh. Debbie Salt 2.0. Sorry. There it is. Jake, you guys, look, here, I ask one thing. I don't ask them for much, but I do ask for one thing.
What's
When
that?
this movie comes out in April or March 31st, and it turns out that either Mulroney or Zerny or Segura, yeah, if one of those three is Mine is the Debbie Salt character, is the brother, father, or grandfather of someone, all I want to do is get some love. I want some love from you guys. I called it
Yeah.
from day one of announcing this movie, guys.
Yeah.
Way back in February.
I'm just gonna tweet out the word "fuck" if that's the case. Like after I see it, I'm just gonna tweet that. People will know.
Can you please promise me something, Jake? If that happens, can you just do a quick recording of yourself as you're coming out of the theater with just raw emotion? Even if it's just 30 seconds, man.
Yes.
Even if it's just for us. You know? I
Yeah,
wanna
just
see
for
People are just like looking at me all terrified. I'm like, "Fuck it! Oh, come on! How about it?"
Don't
Yeah.
worry, we'll get to see the video on the news where when he's
Oh
around,
no.
man clawing the thing. He's,
I've actually already written the bit. If that does happen in Scream 6, I've already written the bit I'm gonna do at the beginning of my review in March.
nice.
I already know what I'm gonna do. Like I'm like, oh,
That
I
is awesome.
got it.
Well, I hope it's dedicated to Craven. Say,
There you go.
Craven, this one's for you. And then just let it rip.
Yes.
what were they, the Coke commercials where it's like
At
this one's
least-
for you?
Yeah.
Do you at least like Halloween Kills more than
Hell
TCM?
no. Kills is trash.
Are you
Movie's-
oh
serious?
my god.
Yeah,
Halloween Kills
wait a
is worse than
minute.
TCM?
Really?
absolutely.
Come on, Faye.
You're lying.
Seriously.
At least TCM had a plot and a story and execution.
Dude.
After
Oh
the
my
bus
God.
Scene, it just completely dumb. After the bus scene, it took a complete dump. But
There's nothing you
At
could
least
do
it-
for this.
at least
Just
leading
beat
up
them.
to it. Halloween Kills didn't need to be a movie. That movie had served no purpose. None. Nothing.
You just don't know what fun is.
Yeah, I think you're right. I feel bad for you, man.
I feel bad for you. Holy crap.
Hey, look,
Oh,
somebody's
man.
got to be honest. That movie's trash.
Oh,
So much.
God, man.
jeez.
You gotta be joking me. All right. Anyways, all right. So we're we're almost gonna wrap this up, man. Oh God, you're too funny. Real quick too, and Val, thank you so much for putting all these links in the chat. Really, really appreciate
Yes.
it. There's a link for Jake, and definitely stop by and check Jake out. And thank you so much for putting a link for me. Val, you're all right. Seriously, we'll
Hell
be doing
yeah.
Slasher Movie Club tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Hostel.
And we got
Yeah.
Carter real quick. Said sent you $2 for TCM 2020 or 22.
What was that?
He just put in a thing in the chat.
TC,
Yeah.
just something.
Okay.
Yeah. TC. Oh, there it is. At the bottom.
All right.
TCM is better than Kills. Kills almost ruined the franchise for me. It's all up to the end.
wow.
Kills was. It is. Kills had no story. It was literally just Michael running
Wow.
around killing people, served no purpose. Halloween Ends is going to make Kills completely irrelevant by everything we've seen. At least TCM
Wow.
2022 had a direction, had a story, had something. After the bus
Dude,
scene, it
that-
completely took a dump.
You gotta watch Halloween 5 again, dude.
Right?
You gotta sit down.
Or Resurrection.
We're not
Or
comparing it
zombie.
to
Or
other
zombies Halloween
movies.
too.
We're not comparing it to other Halloween movies. We're talking about compared to TCM, the latest one. TCM is better than that in pretty much every facet. Halloween Kills.
No,
was terrible.
no,
It was a terrible
no.
movie.
can't.
Hold on.
It
All
was
right, all
a
right. Here we go.
terrible movie.
Let me
Oh,
rant
God.
real quick. Now listen.
Go ahead.
TCM actually was enjoyable, and I liked it, and we know that we thought it was going to be a crap show, so I give them a hell of a lot of credit. They did a lot of great things, but come on now, the way they treated Sally,
Oh,
that alone was a misstep versus anything they did in Halloween Kills.
How did they treat Lori in Kills? Lori
But what
didn't
happened
even
at
need
the end
to
of
be in the movie. She was
2018?
completely
dude,
irrelevant.
she's beat up and injured.
Yeah, she's an
completely
old
irrelevant
woman.
in the movie.
I just don't think there's a comparison because like a lot of TCM 2022 is just ripping off Halloween 2018.
Yeah,
That's
it
my other
is.
thing about that.
I mean,
It's like how
I'll
can
give
we
you
even
that.
compare
I'll
those
give you
two?
that. I'll give you that. There's a lot of ripping it off, but yeah,
Come
no,
on.
the story, everything about it.
Beep. Look at Jennifer. Jennifer's
Jennifer.
Like, beep. Beep. Hilarious.
She commented that earlier. That was earlier. TCM had a plot.
Yes,
it did.
right by the time you started this rant, I believe.
TCM had a plot, a story, a direction. Did you not watch the movie? I mean, if you didn't watch
Oh
the movie,
man.
did you watch
Come
Kills?
on.
What was Kills' plot and story? He wanted to go home.
It was Michael's movie, buddy. It was Michael on
Right.
stage.
And Haddonfield's movie, the effect
Yeah.
of the evil on people and
That
what
movie should have
it
been an
made
hour
them
long.
do.
That movie should have been
Even
an
though
hour
he
long.
runs his mouth, it is pure passion. I swear. Carrie is holding out for you, Fate.
Yeah, she is.
Carrie has
Somebody's
faith.
in my quarter. I love you.
She's all right.
Oh
I love it.
gosh. I want to thank you.
want to
for
thank
that shit.
I'll DM you. Don't worry. No.
I'll DM you.
I love it.
Look,
Cocaine
I
is
get
a
it.
hell of a
You guys- Your
drug.
guys' bias is leaking because you guys love
Listen,
Halloween and you're
no,
looking through rose
no.
No, man.
Listen,
And you
listen.
guys
Look,
think
look,
Halloween is the
let me
greatest
let me
thing
just
ever.
say something.
This series has been trashed.
Halloween
18
Kills
was
is the
good.
greatest
Bro,
movie
come
ever
on,
made.
man.
Snubbed at the
Halloween-
Oscars.
Yeah, right. It's
Yeah.
Oscar worthy for sure. It is,
Come
it is
on,
the, it is
man.
yeah, it is just fantastic.
God.
It's simply a
Did
horror
not
show.
need to be a movie. You could have taken the hour that was good in that movie and divvied it up and just made
Hey.
2 movies. That was a cash grab.
If
to
I-
get
if
all
I-
you guys to give up your money.
If I tattoo "Evil Dies Tonight" across my forehead, will you admit that Halloween Kills is great?
Oh.
Yes, if it's a
Okay.
real tattoo, yes, I will be the biggest Halloween Kills fanboy you've ever seen in your life.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Jake, would you ever
Ugh.
consider actually doing that on some part of your body? That you don't
Oh
necessarily
yeah,
afford?
not my
Ooh,
forehead.
Jennifer.
But I would
Jennifer,
totally
do it
get that.
Hot.
Yeah, I
Yeah?
would get that
Coming in
tattoo. I'm doing my whole right arm eventually when I have money. I want to do my whole right arm in tattoos.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
Evil
You're gonna
Dies
get Evil
Tonight
Dies
somewhere
Tonight
on your arm?
I would do that like here, forearm maybe, a little Evil Dies Tonight. That'd be
Wow.
funny. That'd be hilarious. It's gonna be all horror stuff too, so that's why I'm trying to think of shit that would be cool.
So-
you know,
so how quickly can
Ghostface
you
is going
do it?
right here. I know that for sure.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Ghostface is going on the shoulder. I got that for
Nice.
sure. But I don't know what else. I actually haven't figured out what I want. But something Michael related is definitely going on my arm, I think.
Yeah,
So let me just make-
you know
let me
what's
just-
up.
Let me make sure I.
real
Go ahead.
quick, because
Yeah.
Jennifer came in with the $5. Want to get
Oh,
to it real
sweet.
quick.
Thank
She
you.
said, "Hot take. I agree with Fate. Good. At least somebody with some common sense.
Oh.
I appreciate you. At least-
That TCM is better than Halloween Kills?
yeah, that's what she said.
Wow.
That she
Man.
agrees with me.
Wow.
I'm
Man.
sorry
Wow.
that Halloween Kills sucked as a movie. Somebody
It
needs to
didn't
be
suck.
honest.
Man,
Like, God.
dude,
No.
God.
I just can't. So back to
Wow.
the tattoo, Jake. So so I gotta get back. I have to get back. So if you were to go get Evil Dies Tonight, let's say this weekend, right? If you were to just pull the trigger and get started. So Fate, if he were to do that, you're saying from now on, all this nonsense about trash and no story and TCM's better, all that stuff will cease, and you'll love.
Yeah, I mean, I can lie, of course.
I can lie.
You gotta
Oh,
he
my
always has a
gosh.
back door, doesn't he?
Always.
You know?
I would get
I'm
it-
more than happy to lie.
I would get that tattooed on my body just to do that. Like it would be worth the meme, in my opinion.
Can you imagine the stream would
but let me
melt
just-
down if you had that
But
tattoo?
let me just say this too, man. And Horror Thrill Boy makes a point. I mean, there was some cool stuff at the end, but I mean, just think of the acting. Think of the acting in Halloween Kills. Will Patton alone was just like amazing. I do love his performances, but I'm just saying, man.
It's true,
Dude, and the flashbacks, man, come
Yeah.
on, you know?
Oh, the
Like,
flashbacks.
on.
Ooh.
I've said Halloween Kills has a handful of moments that are good. You know, it has moments throughout. It has its gems, but as an overall movie, if we're looking at the entire package, it's not a good movie. It's just you guys are just so hung up on like these like handful of moments that you're like it's a great movie. But if you take a step back and you take out those
But
5 moments,
no. We've
That's
all
not how I-
movie then?
no.
The
Listen,
movie's
all
terrible.
three of us, all three of us have admitted that they could have like swiped at least a good 10, maybe even 12 minutes of the hospital scene, and that would have made it not only better but less cringy with dialogue and what they were trying to hit us with you know the overall story or whatever. The Evil Dies Tonight, all that type of stuff too. They could have like done about 6 less of those.
Right.
But other than that, I mean, it was a really enjoyable slasher horror movie. It really was. You had some great characters in this movie. Cameron was redeemed. Karen was redeemed. Lonnie was great. I mean, James Jude
Lonnie
Courtney.
was great.
Come on,
Yeah.
seriously.
I 100%.
It had its moments, but it didn't need to be a movie. If that was
All
like
right.
an hour, if that was like an hour and like 15-minute movie, it probably would have been really good. But it wasn't. It was you had
I would-
so much dead space, so much time that you were just like, come on, hurry up, let's get to the next thing. And the payoff and everything was just
I never felt that
just
way.
wasn't worth
Oh,
it.
I was having
It wasn't-
such a fun time watching that movie.
was
Like it was
so
like
worth it.
Fate. Here's what, like, dude, I agree. There's some stupid moments in that movie for sure. Like, there's no argument there. I don't think. Like, it's a cheese ball kind of movie. But like, that's why I love it, because it's just Michael running around, fucking going on a rampage, killing people. Has some of the coolest kills in the entire franchise. This is the 12th movie in a horror franchise. I'm like, for something to be this impressive this late in the game, to me, that's just like so fucking cool. Great kills. They're doing the flashback shit better than Disney could ever dream of. I mean, listen, I like The Mandalorian, but the Luke Skywalker thing looks just okay. Just okay. Sorry if that's a spoiler for people who haven't seen it, but like, it's been out for a couple years. Fight me. They do it so much better here in Halloween Kills, which is insane. Like, just from a filmmaking standpoint, Halloween Kills is super impressive. Like, I get not being a fan of the overall plot, but to me, it's just like there's so much fun little nuances happening throughout it. That saves it for me. There's so many cool things this franchise could never do in the past that Halloween Kills does do, which I think is sweet. I don't know,
But
I get it.
you're looking at it through like a fanboy perspective of I really love this stuff.
But what's wrong with that? I guess that's my problem.
because
That's not
But
how I
doesn't
feel.
invalidate it,
as a
though.
movie, is this movie good or bad?
listen,
it is a
let me-
bad movie.
let-
Does it
let
have
me-
moments that
Hold
are
on, hold on.
Everyone
that
looks
make
to
hold
it
on.
with a
Jake,
bias.
you're a
Let me back up for a second.
Everybody.
You're
Let me
supposed to
back
look
up.
at stuff from a
ahead.
filmmaker's perspective.
Right, but let
If
me back
you're
up for a
telling me
second.
from a filmmaker's perspective, Jake, you're telling me that was
Where's
a
the beat button?
well-executed, quality style movie.
Not every movie's going for the exact same
Thank
thing.
you. Okay, it's
All right,
a
well,
bad
let me. All right,
movie.
well, let me.
It's a.
jump in
I
for a
didn't
second.
say that it was
No.
bad. I said it
You
was
Let me
great.
jump in for a
said,
second.
not every
I love
movie
it.
has to be like,
Listen.
Realize not every movie is made for you.
You keep saying that we're coming at it from a fan perspective. I have said from day one, Friday the 13th is my favorite franchise. And it's been like that since I was a little kid. Halloween, to be quite honest, until 20 came along, I was kind of like, all right, well, let's see what they do, because I wasn't really big on the zombie movies, and I definitely wasn't big on Resurrection. So that's a whole, whatever it is, 10 years of movies that I was just kind of like, whatever, what, I mean, I still liked Michael, but he definitely wasn't high on my list. I mean, if I was to rank him with my 3, he was probably 3rd at that point, but 2018 was really good. So that's the perspective I'm coming from, is just taking what comes and then assessing it. Halloween Kills in the franchise, I think it did a lot of great things. So that's where I'm coming from. Pretty sure these guys are coming from that too, because I love Michael Myers, but I'm a Jason guy. So that's my perspective. But even with Jason movies, I hate Jason Goes to Hell. I hate it. I
yeah.
even joke about it on my channel all the time. So if a movie sucks, I'll let you know. And especially if it's a franchise that I grew up with, like, the Nightmare movies or Friday or Halloween. Because there's been some Halloween movies that just missed the mark. We were just talking about H2O last night. And H2O is a really good movie, but I wasn't big on Mask. I wasn't big on some other things. So I can look at it like that from that perspective. So just saying. Just saying. Mic drop. Okay. What do you mean say so? That is what I'm saying.
I still think
Well,
you're not looking at it as a
Gents,
whole.
we could argue about
Oh,
this
yeah, we
all
could argue
night,
about
but
this all day.
we do gotta wrap up the stream here, though. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
So,
to get
makes
ready to-
makes me sad. I would love to debate this all night with you folks, but yes.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate y'all so much. Please hit the like button to help support the channel. Leave us a comment. Share out the stream. We're getting closer to 1K, and it is joyous. And we will catch you guys on Friday for our Friday stream. And who knows, we might be talking about this new trailer that comes out. So, anyways, the collective has spoken. Peace out.
Bye, guys.